We might be seeing a return of Josie and the Pussycats to season 5 of Riverdale. Here's everything we know. I'm Gabby Conti.
I'm Jana Rosenberg, and this is your 24/7 celebrity news. Recently, the creator of Riverdale has promised that they will be making changes on the show to honor actors and characters of color. This comes after Vanessa essentially called out the show for how they handled black characters in the past, making them always the sidekick and never the lead. And now it looks like we will be seeing these changes in season 5 of the show. I'm really happy that Riverdale's creators, whole team, has been like, we take full responsibility. This is exactly what went down, and we're gonna change it in the future. For example, The Bachelor, Bachelorette, like they did make that knee-jerk reaction. That was like,
right.
Oh, okay, we're gonna fix it right now.
Yeah.
Instead of being like taking a step back, talking to their cast.
Yep.
I love the way that Riverdale's handled this.
I just really hope that it's not an empty promise because, you know, it's going to be a while before we see season 5. We know that season 5 had also had been partially written already, especially the beginning episodes that take place when the gang is still in high school and then it flashes forward. So I'm really hoping that we do see this change, even though it'll be a while that we see this change. And I'm hoping that, you know, in other shows that the creator makes and also other writers out there, that they're just thinking of diversity more in their casting and also in their creation of the show.
Absolutely, so important.
Recently, Lili Reinhart had a conversation with Asha Broomfield, who plays Pussycat Melody Valentine on Riverdale, but hasn't been back on the show since the first season. During their chat, the two actors addressed black representation in the media and, of course, specifically on Riverdale. Lili chimed in that she recently talked to the show's creator, who already has plans to build on their black characters, and that he wants to bring the Pussycats back on Riverdale to do right by their characters. But what was interesting here is it seemed like this was news to Asha, which is like, wouldn't that be the first person you would tell this to if that is real, which makes us like kind of uneasy, like, is this real or is this not real?
True. I feel like, honestly, right now, there's probably a lot of speculation going on with every kind of production and set in Hollywood. Really do. I feel as though changes are coming. It's weird that Asa didn't know about this, but I just had a lot of talk and speculating. I mean, that's good. At least we're talking about it.
At least we're talking about it. But it is so weird that when you think back, it's like, well, so why did Riverdale get rid of Josie and the Pussycats in the first season anyway? You know what I mean? Like, that was years ago. Like, why was that a decision? Because they were kind of like, they had a big role in the very beginning of the series, and then they kind of just disappeared.
It totally could have been a storyline to a new story in itself within the seasons of the show.
Right. And I'm sorry that I'm not. I saw the first couple seasons of Riverdale. It's been a while. I'm not caught up, so I apologize if there was an obvious way of why this happened, and I just did not remember.
No, honestly, I watched the first 2 seasons and they kind of just faded out.
Right.
You're completely correct. So.
Yeah. Very weird.
As Lili told Asha, I think people are learning and they're growing, and we have to give them a chance to make the adjustments. We can say, obviously, this isn't working, or this wasn't working, this is wrong, this needs to be fixed. And now it's like, okay, let's give people a chance to learn and make those changes. I think Roberto wants Riverdale to be spearheading a movement of a TV show that takes what's happening in the world and actually does something about it. And I'm really proud of him for that. Yeah, this is what I'm saying. I actually believe in Roberto as well. I think the statements he made after Vanessa called them out were really great. When Lili spoke on this, I was like, wow, Lili says it like it is.
Yeah,
I mean, we've known this since she rose to fame.
Yeah.
She will tell you exactly like it is. She will call you out. So this is really comforting hearing this from her.
Yeah, I'm very excited. I think that we are in store for a very exciting season 5 of Riverdale, and hopefully the 7 seasons that actually we were hinted at would happen of the show. I think the biggest thing too is that, you know, when you have a show with a lead, consider black actors and people of color to play those lead roles, you know? There shouldn't be your lead, just because in the comic book Archie was white doesn't necessarily mean that in the television show Riverdale he needs to be white. Betty could have been black. 100%. Why did she have to be white?
This should have always been considered. It's crazy to me that we are just now having these conversations, and yes, they're difficult. I understand that, and they're a bit awkward because it deals with racism. However, I mean, nothing's gonna change if we don't start opening these doors, you know?
I just really hope that the Hollywood that we're in right now resembles more of the Hollywood that Ryan Murphy created in the show Hollywood.
Yes, I was just thinking that.
It was that's really what it was. Is that why, it should have always, if only we had opened up the casting of all roles to all races, you know, from the beginning, we could have been living in a very different Hollywood than we are living in now.
It is talent over anything else, I think. No matter, in any job, you know?
Job, yeah.
You walk through the door, if you're the best candidate, I don't really care what you look like.
No.
You know, as long as you're not naked or something.
Yeah.
I feel like you can do the job.
You can. So of course, we still don't know if these plans are in fact going to happen. As Asha said, she didn't seem to know that her character might be rejoining the series, which you would think would be be the first person that Roberto would talk to about this, but who knows. Also note that Ashley Murray, who plays Josie, is no longer on Riverdale since she left to be on the spinoff Katie Keene, so not sure how they would work around that. Lily also didn't say if the Pussycats would return in season 5 of the show at the part that is at the end of senior year, as that would kind of not make a lot of sense for them to just randomly pop up at the end of senior year, but it is possible that they could, you know, pop up after the time jump, showing that they're now this like really famous band and they're coming back to Riverdale.
Cool,
So yeah.
I mean, it doesn't even have to really be the Pussycats. Like if that story actually died out, regardless of race and all that, like they could create a new storyline. You know, it's just about incorporating people of color.
Well, and the other thing, if you are familiar with the Archie comic books, there was a separate comic book for Josie and the Pussycats. So there could be a series. I mean, there was a movie, Josie and the Pussycats, that was based off of the comic book as well.
Oh, I didn't know it was a comic book.
Yeah, so it was based. So Josie and the Pussycats in the Archie world, they appear as like friends with like Archie and the gang.
So cool.
But there's also a whole series of Josie and the Pussycats comic books. So like maybe Roberto is saying is that he's thinking of maybe making a whole show about Josie and the Pussycats.
That is a show I would watch. I love that whole idea.
Which could explain like maybe where they went in season 1. But I think that would be a really cool thing, and I hope that's what he does, to be honest.
So cool. I'm excited.
I just don't know how Josie will be able to be on Katie Keene and Riverdale and Josie and the Pussycats. That would be a very tough schedule, but you know, I'm sure scheduling could work out for her.
Totally.
Yeah.
We'll see. What do you guys think about the Pussycats returning to Riverdale and incorporating people of color in Hollywood? Let's talk about it.
Yes.
I'm Jana Rosenberg.
I'm Gabby Conti, and follow us at Hollywire for your 24/7 celebrity news.